Welcome again. We going back in. Onion roasted potatoes, the easiest thing you could ever put together. Dig this. We're going to start with a mix. You don't really need that much stuff. This is what we do. Onion roasted potatoes. As you see, we got our potatoes. Cut them in half. We're going to chunk them up in a minute. This is your seasoning mix. These little pieces right here are the dried onions that you get out of the store. The little French's onions, the dried ones. The brown stuff you see is the secret ingredient, but I'm gonna break you in for what it is. Don't you know those little packs you get out your oodles and noodles? The beef ones. Got him. That's exactly what that is. A little bit of oregano and a little bit of seasoned salt. That's all you need for this recipe. It's the easiest thing ever. So, now let's get started. We're gonna chunk up our potatoes really well because we need to actually make sure that they come back right. You don't want to cut them too big because when you do, they kind of don't cook right. So you want them thick, but not too thick. Now, it's an easy, very, very simple thing to make. Probably take you about a good 10 minutes in time to do, just to do all the prep work, all the stuff that I'm doing right now. But cook time is about 35 minutes, 35 to 40 minutes, depending on, I guess, how your oven cooks. You know your utensils and what you cook with. So these are the things you'll have. It's about 2 pounds of potatoes, not even 2 whole pounds. It's really more like based on your serving size, because you always gonna have to adjust your seasonings and based on your serving size. But for me, I'm making something. It's a private dinner, so I'm making this for this couple. You'll set your oven to preheat at 420. If you want to kind of rush them a little bit, me personally, I like to take my time, so I do everything around the 375 mark, especially when it comes to these, because they are going to cook, but you don't want them to cook too fast on the outside and not be completely right on the inside because, again, they are still kind of thick. They haven't actually got all the way cooked and softened up, but you don't want to soften them up on your own either. So now, next thing you'll need, olive oil, the virgin kind, not the one that been touched and fucked on. All right, so back to what we was talking about here. This is what we doing here. Lay them out even, spread them around so you can see what you got working. You don't need that much of this, just a couple little sprays. You really just want to coat them. You'll mix them up really, really well so you can get a little bit of oil on everything. Once you get your oil laid out right and everything is where it's supposed to be, that's when you add your seasoning. And it's amazing the stuff you can make seasonings out of and use and stuff. Like all this is really a beef bouillon. Once you do this, you will end up mixing it up a little bit, but you don't want to mix it too much because you don't really want all your seasonings at the bottom of the thing. So you give it just a little quick spin. That's enough. Throw it back in. Last ingredient, oregano, the thing that you don't put on until the end. Not that much, just enough light coat so you can see it on the top of it because the seasoning is going to already be in there. And that's basically it. It doesn't take much. It's not that hard work. This is one of those things that anybody can do. Now you got your tools. I got mine. I'll show you the pics later. Peace.